Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is the Super Bias Sports Show here. Holla at us. Is it the East? Is it the West? Is it the South? Who is it going to be? Is my Cowboys going to win the Super Bowl before the Buffaloes? Stay tuned, y'all. It's the Super Bias Sports.
How you like me now? How you like me now? How you like me now? Tell me how you like me now. How you like
Hey, what's good, everybody? Listen, it's your boy T Time here on the Super Bias Sports Show. It is a place where a fan could be a fan no matter how biased their takes are. I'm with my boy, and I'm going to let him introduce himself, and we're going to jump right into it.
Come on, y'all already know. It's me. It's Bonnet, aka the NFL Guru.
Listen, y'all do us a favor. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. We appreciate everybody for rocking with us. And let's see what we're getting into tonight. It's going to be some good stuff. But before we jump into it, we were supposed to do a fan interview tonight, and we had some things going on. We got a busy weekend ahead of us. We had some things that we had to deal with, which delayed us. But we're going to have him on next week. Next week will be a lot clearer for us. So we're going to have him on, and it's going to be a fire show. He's a Bills Mafia fanatic, like hardcore. Y'all think we hardcore for our teams? This dude is legit. He's
reckless.
So stay tuned, man. Stay tuned. He's definitely going to be on next week. So we're definitely going to make that happen. And I think we got a special return guest that's going to be popping on this in a little bit, repping his team. So it's still going to be a fire episode. We coming in a little bit later than we wanted to, but that's all good. We're going to rock it out. B-Rob should be joining us in a little bit. It's still going to be a good time. But we got a lot of dope topics to talk about tonight, And I think let's just jump right into them, right? Let's jump right in. And let's start with this one. I want to start with the who's going to lead with the receiving yards.
All right.
So let's go with that one. Who will lead the NFL in receiving yards in 2023? Choices. You got Justin Jefferson. You got Tyreek Hill. You got Jamar Chase, Devontae Adams. You got Stephon Diggs. You got CeeDee Lamb. You even got Travis Kelce in there. Or is it going to be some random that's going to pop up on the scene and do his thing? What you think?
Receiving yards, I think I probably still got to go with JJ on this one. I think I'm going to bust out JJ on this one. And hopefully I get to draft him too. Unless my man Austin's going to draft him. Hey, I don't know.
Right.
But
we're going to see. He got the number one pick. So you rocking with Justin Jefferson for the most yards. You know who I'm going with? I'm going with my boy Tyreek Hill. I'm going with my boy Tyreek.
You can't go wrong with either one of those.
No, Tyreek was lighting it up last year, and his quarterback was out for however many games. Like he was still lighting it up, So I feel like Tyreek got a big shot at really putting up some serious numbers this year. He could definitely be that dude. So I really think that could be one. You know what? We might as well bring him in though. I forgot.
I was just about to say.
Yeah. Let's bring my boy in so he could chime in with the number one overall pick.
Good. What's good? Pats Nation here. Austin here. Pats Nation here. Mac Jones MVP year. Let's go.
Oh my God.
Defensive rookie of the year. Christian Gonzalez here. Let's go. What's good with y'all, man? What's good?
All right.
Chill.
Boy came that hot. Hey, had to.
Listen, with all that spicy talk you got going on, who you got leading the NFL receiving yards in 2023?
Is this a hint at the number one pick?
Don't tip your hat, but Let us know what you think.
I feel like it's between the LSU boys again, and Jamar and Justin. I don't know.
They might go 1-2.
I know.
Or two or one, whichever. However,
what I feel like they could go 1-2. To me, it depends on if Kirk is gonna force feed Justin again, like he did last year. But I don't know. It's definitely between those two, and I'd say Tyreek Hill too. Tyreek Hill's up there.
I was gonna say that. Check this out, though.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson at 128 receptions with 1809.
1,800.
You got Tyreek with 119 receptions with 1710.
Yeah.
So Justin Jefferson way more catches, but not that more yards. You know what I mean? So
how many touchdowns did Tyreek have this year?
Tyreek has 7 touchdowns.
That's it.
And Jefferson only had 8.
He had 8. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like Tyreek really got a shot at putting up the numbers. Like he didn't have a quarterback.
Right, especially if Tua stays healthy.
And I think he will.
Especially if Tua stays healthy.
And the reason why I say he will stay healthy, they put a lot into him learning how to fall.
Yeah.
Sounds crazy. But they put a lot into him learning how to fall.
Yeah.
Not slide, fall.
Take a hit. He bulked up. He put weight on. So
yeah. I don't know.
Hey,
it's between the top 3 up there though. Don't sleep on Devontae. I'll say that. Don't sleep on Devontae though.
We're gonna sleep on CD though.
Y'all running the ball more this year, so that's
not the case though. They just Mike McCarthy said he's going to marry the run game and the pass game together. So all he's saying is he going to do a lot more play action passes, which Dak Prescott is real. I mean, y'all saw in the Tampa game, his play action game was on fire. When he got that going for him, you know what I mean? You got to have a good running game for that to work out. So I still think we're going to pass the ball, especially you don't bring Cooks in there to not be passing the ball. But I don't think CeeDee Lamb is going to be in the position to be getting almost 2,000 yards. What's your take, B-Rob?
You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm more leaning Jamar Chase only because it's either between Jamar or Tyreek Hill for me. You can literally be a toss up for both. Only reason why I say that is because what's crazy is all 4 of the guys that are at the top, those 4 teams were the most cover 2 teams that defenses play cover 2 against. And only difference is going forward, only 2 teams that really have made like improvements, I would say, that will be able to come back, playing cover 2s would be Miami and Cincinnati. If you think about it, Dalvin Cook just left the Vikings. So 9 out of 10, Madison is not going to be able to do exactly what Cook did throughout a stretch of a season. He's going to have, he's going to have his games and things of that nature. But until teams respect him on the level of Cook, they're gonna double team Justin Jefferson. And realistically, as nice as Justin Jefferson is, if this were any other wide receiver, we'll be having concerns just because he has a rookie that's playing on the other side of him. And anytime a rookie comes into the league, unless they were a stud in college, Addison wasn't a stud in college. How Justin Jefferson was on LSU, and he does have the potential, but he a rookie, so we can't really just sit there and say, "Oh, Justin Jefferson is going to do his thing" because he's next to Jordan Addison. Let's be realistic. So he's going to be playing with a rookie across from him, so it's not going to demand the same attention that a Dalvin Cook would, that defenses will respect. Devontae Adams, bruh, I don't even know who their quarterback is. Like Jimmy Garoppolo. Listen, I know Jimmy Garoppolo is all right, but I mean, come on, bro. Like he lost his job to Brock Purdy, and even though he was injured, how many times has he been in? You got to factor that in. So like I know Devontae Adams just because who he is. He's going to get his targets and things of that nature. But you got to remember, Waller is not there anymore. So defenses aren't going, they're going to shade linebacker coverage over to Devontae now. It's not like they have a uber tight end that they has to, really play against for. And they just got Mayer.
Kobe, man. Don't
Yeah,
sleep on
but
that boy Kobe.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you gotta realize like teams are shifting coverage for for those top 4 guys. And it's Justin Jefferson and Devontae Adams more specifically, they play on offenses that took hits. Biggest reason why I say Jamar Chase, he's playing with T. Higgins on the other side. Bengals improved their offensive line. They went out and got the best left tackle that was on the market, arguably a top 5 left tackle in football. So teams are going to have to respect the run because Orlando Brown is a great run type of lineman. And on top of it, Joe has one of the fastest releases in football. So the ball is going to come out quick. He's not going to have to do pass sets as long as when he played for the Chiefs. I do like CD and Diggs. I don't like Diggs as much as I like CD for potential for it, just because look at everything that's going in the off season. It's looking a little rocky for them. And as much as people want to act like that's not a thing, how many times have we seen this happen and then the player go out and don't have the best year, right? And as far as CD Lamb goes, the only thing I can hang my hat on is, other than when Aaron Rodgers had Devontae Adams, when has he had like that receiver that was, top 5 in the league when it came to receiving yards on multiple occasions when Mike McCarthy was running the plays? And on top of it, it's unfair to Dak Prescott to compare himself to Aaron Rodgers, who is more of a gunslinger than Dak Prescott. So it's going to be interesting to see how CeeDee Lamb in that offense works, because there's no more Ezekiel Elliott, the best pass blocking running back in football. Like, as much as people may want to bomb on Zeke, you can go back and look at the footage. He saved Dak from being sacked so many times, and not even just for near misses. I'm talking about just picking up the guy before the blitz even was able to happen. Picking up the right guy, period. That's going to be a learning adjustment for the other running backs who are going to be able to be in the pass pro sets. So it's going to be interesting to see how that happens, because, let's be realistic. When you play Dallas Cowboys and they had Zeke and Tony Pollard, when Zeke was on the field, it was going to be a power type of game. And then when TP came on the field, it was going to move to a speed. So now teams probably are only going to be gearing up for defenses for that speed instead of that power. So they might play a little bit differently when it comes to Dallas. But Kelsey, I don't know. It's a tight end, bro. Like, he is top 10, but it's a tight end. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah. Nah, I don't see Kelsey putting up 2,000 yards. That would be
Hey, look, Tyreek Hill even came out and said Jalen Waddle, right? That's his name, Jalen Waddle.
On the Dolphins? Yeah.
He said he's the best wide receiver number 2 in the league. And statistics show he is the best wide receiver 2 in the league.
Literally, he's a wide receiver 1. He was putting in a wide receiver 1 stats.
Exactly. Like, literally, Waddle, as long as Tua stays healthy, Waddle is just waiting for Tyreek Hill to be off the team so he would just be the number 1 at that point. So for me, it's either between Jamar Chase and Tyreek Hill, because look at the supporting casts, and as long as Tua stay healthy, that's a W. As long as Tua stay healthy, that's a W. I could see Tyreek Hill, because Mike McDaniels forces Tyreek Hill the ball.
He forces the ball. I feel like Tyreek is right there, and look at, if he had a few more receptions last year, he leads the league in yards.
Right.
You know what I mean? If he didn't get the same amount as JJ did, so that makes a world. Justin Jefferson had 11 more receptions than Tyreek.
Exactly. That's one game
barely
of yards.
Barely 100 yards. Exactly.
Yeah.
So
just
like,
let Tua stay healthy for 2 more games. That's a dub.
Exactly.
Tyreek Hill literally might could go for 2K.
And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Tyreek hurt in a game?
A lot of the games he was sitting out in different stretches because he was having soft tissue issues.
His hamstring.
His hamstrings. Yeah. So just imagine year 2, Mike McDaniel's offense and body acclimated to that Miami weather. Like,
Right.
come on now.
All right.
Yeah.
The chat getting a little spicy. Waddle and Tyreek is better than Chase and Higgins. What y'all thoughts on that?
Man, this guy is a Bengals hater. Come on, bro.
He is.
He is, maybe, right?
He
But I'm
is.
saying that's an interesting.
Look,
that's an interesting point,
I
though.
will say this. The statistics do show that Tyreek Hill and Waddle together, numbers wise, is a better tandem for than Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. But if you think about it, for what they give you and what they offer you, each of them do two different things. I mean, Tyreek Hill and Waddle are mainly both receivers that could kill it in the slot. T. Higgins is not a slot wide receiver, but he will kill you on the outside every single trip. So receivers like him aren't going to have all the receptions like Tyreek Hill and Waddle get because they're more of like players that can play in the slot. I mean, like, now, if we talking about just Jamar Chase, you're going to take Jamar Chase over Waddle every day, and you dang near might take him over Tyreek Hill depending on who the quarterback is. Like, Jamar Chase is him. But you got to give the edge to Miami. You got to get an edge to Miami.
Like I said, if you want speed, if you want straight speed, go with Miami. If you want speed and height, go with the Bengals.
Dude said that's because Jamar is carrying Higgins some games. You crazy, bro. You got to go back and watch some games, bro. You got to go back and watch some games, bro.
Yeah.
It was Higgins. It was the T. Higgins show and Tyler Boyd show versus Dallas, though.
Yeah, because T. Higgins had no choice but to do his thing.
Right.
Because most teams double team Jamar Chase.
Exactly.
So you have, as the other wide receiver, you have to step up. That's why Waddle puts on, because teams double team Waddle. Hill all day. Only difference is Hill can go in the slot. They don't put T. Higgins in the slot at all.
Right.
Yeah. So that's all good points. I definitely like where you're at with that. So let's move on to this next one. Because Diggs was on there, let's talk about Diggs real quick. Everybody knows the whole situation that happened where Stephon Diggs didn't report to OTAs or whatever it was, and his coach first came out and was like, I'm extremely concerned about the situation. But then the next day he comes out and goes basically like, nothing's really happening. So now Josh Allen says, I love him. That's my guy. The media has blown this so far out of proportion. What's your thoughts?
Blow it out of proportion.
Hey, when there's smoke, there's fire. Okay.
Yeah.
When there's smoke, there's fire. Okay.
The Olympian has fallen. It's over.
Something's going on. I think something is definitely going on there. It don't seem normal.
I don't know.
Yeah, if you think about it, Diggs originally left the Vikings. He wasn't the man, but he was putting up his numbers at the Vikings, and that was a pretty good situation. And he left that. He was upset with that, and he left that. So it don't matter. To me, it's like, I don't think Diggs is one of those people where he'll sit there and look at the Bills and be like, yeah, this is a 13-win team. He wears his heart on his sleeve. It's one of them things where it's like, yo, if I'm upset here, like,
I'm gone.
Bruh, I might be out. Like, because you're not using me how I want to be used. Like, think about how many games teams literally took Stephon Diggs out of the game and the Bills didn't change anything up.
There's nothing.
We just got done talking about Tyreek Hill. Bro, they forced him the ball. 4th and 20 against the Vikings. They forced Justin Jefferson the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bonner, what's your take?
I think this is his last season. Honestly. If they don't win the Super Bowl, which they're not, they're the third best team in the division. Maybe 4th, but it ain't happening. Diggs is gone. Diggs is gone. Unless he has an MVP season and they force-feed him the ball, he is gone. And I don't see them doing that.
I think he already checked out. I'm not gonna lie. I think he already checked out.
Oh, mid-season trade?
Huh?
Nah, I don't think it's gonna be that
mid-season trade, but I think he checked out of the Bills already. I don't know. He just doesn't want to be there. if you remember, he was talking about playing against Trayvon Diggs, playing against Trayvon on Twitter, and like he's gonna go to the Giants or something. So I think he's done with the Bills already.
I think he missed Dable.
That
true. Was better.
That could be too.
His numbers was better.
Because I forgot Dable was with the Bills. So.
Yeah, that was the OC.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, this might be a stretch, right? So don't crucify me in the chat. Realistically, other than a cannon of an arm, what major differences is there between Josh Allen and Daniel Jones when it comes to getting a wide receiver the ball? Not necessarily all the other theatrics. In a Brian Dable offense, I believe Daniel Jones, if he has Stephon Diggs, could easily get him the ball with how they draw the plays as much as Josh Allen, if not more, would get him the ball.
Yeah.
What I heard somebody say, what they said, Daniel Jones is a poor man's Josh Allen, which is basically saying he's the same quarterback. He just don't got the name Josh Allen, right? Like
I didn't say. I said they're pretty much the same quarterback.
No, I don't think you said
there.
it. I heard this on one of them. Yeah. Somebody said it I heard it on the radio.
Same size and build and everything.
Yeah, I completely agree. They're not that far off of a quarterback, especially knowing how Daniel Jones benefited from
exactly.
Dabo, you know what I mean? And clearly seeing how Josh Allen kind of fell off when Dabo left. They're pretty much the same guy. You know?
I mean, and if you think
one is
about
in
it,
New York and one is in New Jersey.
Right, exactly. I mean, if you think about it too, like even though Josh Allen still put up good numbers, for me the fall off came. Look at the decision making. Like literally, Brian Dable leaves Buffalo. Josh Allen's decision making reverts back to when Dable was there. Soon as Dable go to the Giants. Not Eli Manning, but Danny Dimes literally cut down his fumbling and his turnovers.
Yeah.
Good play calling, helping the decision making, the designing of the plays to make it easier for your reads. Like Diggs would eat any offense that Dable is in.
Yeah.
He wouldn't look bad in the Cowboys jersey either, though.
Won't be surprised if he in Dallas either, you know? But I don't think y'all gonna have enough money to sign him.
No.
He's a free agent after this year?
Nah, he still got one more year.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like he's done. He isn't like Sean McDermott. I don't like Sean McDermott very much, but I don't know. I just feel like he's done though. That's my take. I feel like he's done. I feel like Stephon Diggs is done with the Bills and what they got going on over there. So
yeah, I can see it. I just think it's weird the way that like Josh Allen came off saying, you know, the media has blown this out of proportion. Though. That thing to me, that was the craziest thing because I'm like, the media didn't blow anything out of proportion. Your coach did. Your coach is the one that came out and said, I'm extremely worried about this because he's not here. Then you turn around the next day and say, oh, well, I told him not to be here. That don't make sense. That's got nothing to do with the media. The media did what they were supposed to do. They reported on it. So blaming the media for what y'all got going on is wild to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just as far as that. It's just that's weird energy coming out of Buffalo.
Yeah. I mean, the media is just reporting that their star wide receivers not at OTAs. I mean.
Yep. Unless there's some clarity,
right?
What they're gonna say based off what they speculate.
Yeah,
and unless you come out and clear the air, you can't really say that they're
blowing
it out of proportion.
Yeah.
You know?
Not to be on like stuff like that. It's kind of like Saquon and the Giants. Him not being at OTAs, like what's going on?
They know the Giants.
Yeah, now see that one is a little different. It's very clear that he wants you to get paid. So that message is clear. Like I'm not here because of this.
I think he got like a week and a half or 2 weeks to sign it. Or not, you're gonna have to sit out. Woo.
We're gonna be getting fined.
Hey, he got it. I don't know. Buffalo got to figure some stuff out though for sure. Yeah. Especially if they want to be in the conversation that we're going to go in next. If they want to be a Super Bowl champ, you can't do that with your star wide receiver not showing up. So PFF posted this, and what's your thoughts on these teams? Who wins a Super Bowl first? The New York Jets, the
The
Dallas
Cowboys already won the
Cowboys.
Super Bowl, but
Well, first, like in the
I know
you know,
In the
era.
21st
Yeah,
century.
in the
21st
21st century, like
But
modern
the
it's
Jets
day.
been
won
it's
one
been a
too.
drought. Yeah.
The Jets won one. Woo, they had been a
The
drought.
Cincinnati Bengals or the Buffalo Bills. Who wins the Super Bowl first?
So I'm going with the team that already made the Super Bowl in the 21st century. That's my take, but I'm going with the team that already made it to the Super Bowl in the 21st century.
What's
So
that team name though? You can't say the name.
who
Now
they
you're talking about
mentioned, the Cincinnati Bengals.
I know.
I think you got to cut the Jets out of it because realistically, unless the Jets go to the Super Bowl this year, I don't see Aaron Rodgers staying for more than 2 years.
Yeah,
2
I
years
don't-
might even be a stretch, So
We're gonna play out that 2 year.
I don't think so. I think Aaron Rodgers is done after this year, unless it's something that really like have him wanting to stay. I think this is last year. This might be a hunch. This might be my hot take, but I think he out of this. So I think you really got to just narrow it down to the rest of the 3 teams. That's just my opinion.
So who do you pick?
I am actually, as crazy it might sound, I'm actually gonna go with Buffalo, only because. Only reason why I say I'm gonna go with Buffalo only because this is like the year that they have to do it because Josh Allen and Diggs is on the books this year. Next year it continues to hit, and we don't know what the Diggs situation is gonna be like. You gotta strike when the skillet is hot, and who knows, they might put it together mid-season to actually get to the Super Bowl and win. Only reason why I'm gonna put it over the Bengals and the Cowboys is just because Joe Burrow has gone to a Super Bowl and he lost in the AFC Championship. I got to see him get back over that hump in order for me to be like, okay, he's going to go to the Super Bowl and he's going to get a dub. Usually, think about it, throughout history, sometimes when that quarterback go to his first Super Bowl and lose, no quarterback has been back yet. So history is not working against the Bengals. So that's why I'm going to put Josh Allen above the Bengals and the Cowboys, just because out of those 3 teams, he would have the I guess at least the second best quarterback on that list.
Okay.
Well,
So one pick Cincy, one pick Buffalo. What you got?
I'm gonna say the Jets.
What?
He's the quarterback that's there out of these 4 teams
That's
is
a
the only
fact.
one that have won a Super Bowl.
That's
Yeah.
a fact.
He has been to ton of the championship round. Yes, he has lost, but he has been there consistently
That's
for the
very
past
true.
10 years.
That's very true.
And now he has an insane defense, a pretty good defense, I'll say, a great running back, and his wide receiving core is the best that he has ever had. Yeah.
No.
He's
I'll say.
He's always had great defense. For the last couple of years, he had the best wide receiver and
Yep.
a
Yeah,
better
he had
running back
one.
core.
One wide receiver. One.
Devontae!
Yes, but now he has a better wide receiving core. A core.
The man won MVP 2 years in a row and didn't get to the Super Bowl.
Hey, that happens. That happens. Who won MVP? I know this is football, but the last few years in basketball, who has won MVP? Have they won the championship? No. And just like last year, who won the MVP?
Wait.
Jokic.
Didn't he win the MVP this year?
No,
Embiid
Embiid
did.
did. So what I'm trying to say, not this year that passed. The year before that, who won it? Aaron
Jokic.
Rodgers.
Yeah, that's true. You got Rodgers. Yep.
Nikola Jokic. What happened? He didn't win it. And then he
You
came
think
back
Rodgers?
out
You think
and won
Rodgers
it.
win the Super Bowl this year? You're drunk.
It's one of the New York teams. New York
No, it's
Jets
not.
or New York Giants. Not
There's
no
literally
Buffalo.
one team in New York, though. There's
That's
one
a
New
team.
York
fact.
Jets.
That's
Okay,
a
so
fact.
he's rocking with the
Giants.
Jets.
Jets.
He's rocking with the Jets. Okay, great. So, me, y'all know who I'm picking. I'm picking the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm picking the Dallas Cowboys.
Jerry Jones is still alive.
A list of reasons. Now that one, you got a good point. You could definitely shoot me down with that one because as long as Jerry is around, the team seems to be cursed. But the last time we won a Super Bowl, it was because of Jerry. So you got to give a man credit. Jerry, I will give Jerry his credit this year though. He's made a world of a difference in going out and actually picking up. It may have not been the huge names like a DeAndre Hopkins or something like that, but he went out and got pieces that we needed this year. You brought in Cooks. That's going to make our wide receiver room drastically better. It's already made our wide receiver room better. You got Tony Pollard. We got a few pieces at the running back position. I still feel like there's a possibility that Zeke is coming back. I don't know. I got that feeling. But why do I pick the Dallas Cowboys? I picked that because of our defense. I pick it because we picked up a Gilmore. If you watch the Dallas Cowboys games, nobody was throwing towards Diggs' side. They was throwing towards Brown's side, and they was torching him. And anybody that followed after Brown got torched. Now you bringing in Gilmore, who is still a top player at his position. I don't see that. I feel like that's going to really shore up the back end of our defense. You go out and you draft a solid defensive tackle. Mozzie wasn't picked up to be getting sacks. Mm-hmm. He was picked up to clog up the middle. And if you got to focus on somebody in the middle, that's going to free up your ends to be able to do their thing. You got DeMarcus Lawrence, you got Micah Parsons, you got Overshown, we got a plethora of players. So I feel like the Bills, I feel like their window is past. I don't see them having this type of drama that they got going on. The coach is definitely on the hot seat. Your wide receiver one is a foot and a half out the door. You know what I mean? Like your quarterback had an elbow injury last year. He was still your leading rusher. They're probably still going to run the same. Your defensive coordinator was like, yo, I'm out this year. I'm chilling, right? Like I don't feel like that's a team that's primed and ready for a Super Bowl. I don't think, like you said, B-Rob, the Jets, they would have to come out and be absolutely amazing, and I just don't see that happening. I feel like it's going to take time for them to start clicking. And as a competitive division that they're in, I just don't see it happening. And the Bengals, I think if it's not the Cowboys, it's the Bengals that's going to get there in out of this group of teams. I feel like it would be either of these teams, but you also have in the AFC, it's going to be a lot more difficult to go through a Patrick Mahomes every year. And I mean, we went through it on our last stream. The AFC, there's not a team who doesn't have a quarterback, right? Like every AFC team has a quarterback, and most of them have pretty decent quarterbacks, except for the Patriots. But they try to get
the path is a lot tougher. The path is a lot tougher.
It's a lot tougher. And when we get to our next segment, it's some points that I can make, based off of some things. But I just personally see it now. When you talk about quarterbacks, Dak Prescott is in an absolutely proven year, right? Like the world is against this man. The 100%. World is against him. You know what I mean? Everybody was pointing the blame, and Dak is trash, and he's this and he's that. I just feel like Dak is going to come out and he's going to show. I'm not saying he's MVP. I'm not saying that Dak is, a top 5 quarterback. I do think that he's going to come out and show people that those interceptions were a fluke, and people are going to have something else to talk about. When you do not have the right weapons around you, you can't tell me you go from having Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb to having CeeDee Lamb and Noah Brown and thinking like, yeah, we about to kill it, or we just got T.Y. Hilton off his couch and now we about to make a playoff run. Like, it don't work like that. You go out and you get Cooks, another solid 1,000-yard receiver. I feel like we could definitely make it happen. Dallas, like I said, the schedule isn't too crazy. I just feel like we got a solid chance over those other teams. But if I'm picking the next best team, I'm going with Cincy.
All right, and I do got one more small, tiny, eatsy-wincy point to make about why I chose Aaron Rodgers. If y'all think about this real quick. The past, besides this Super Bowl that was won, the past 2 Super Bowls was won by what? A quarterback, their first year on that team. It was Tom Brady, to Tampa, and then after it was what's the dude Stafford to
I like
LA,
that point. I like that point. I like that
and this
point.
year it's Pat Mahomes. It's Pat Mahomes. We
Yeah,
can't argue
it's
Pat
Pat
but-
Mahomes.
Mahomes.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
but
That's the thing.
let me shoot that down.
I actually,
Let me
I'm
shoot
not
that
gonna
down.
lie. I actually like that point, though. I actually
That-
like
It
that
does
point.
sound good. It does sound good. It sounded really
I
good
like
when you
that
first
one.
said it. Until you think about that, those two teams were built around those quarterbacks. The Jets are not built around Aaron Rodgers, so that doesn't
They
make
got
sense.
all those wide receivers for him.
That's-
He
that's-
handpicked them.
Look, I will
Besides
say that
Odell.
he did handpick a lot of his wide receivers. The best thing that the Jets have going, using the same offense that he ran in Green Bay, literally has his same coordinator in Green Bay that he has
Yeah,
now
but-
in the Jets. So, and then
Correct.
if you think
But
about
those
it,
other two quarterbacks, those teams, those organizations built their teams to win the Super Bowl when they won them. Tampa was built to
I don't know.
everybody knew
Tampa really only went out and got Gronk. They did the same thing. They went out
Yeah,
and got
because
Gronk.
they had
They
They
did
Evans.
went out.
Didn't
They
they get
went and
Brown?
got. They went out and got Gronk. They went out and got Lenny, and they went and got Brown. The Jets literally has been getting the
They
handpicked
got
players for
Ben.
Rodgers.
What was his
I mean, you're
old
not
wide
you're not
receiver?
gonna have to get the same caliber of players
Right.
because you have that defense, and then I mean,
Rookie of the
literally,
year, offensive
Are
rookie
you-
of the year.
no, arguably you got the best cornerback on the team in the league. Nobody played better than Sauce last year at corner. And then
I don't
for
disagree.
you got a running back that's coming back that should have won offensive rookie of the year. And then you still got
wide receiver
wide receiver.
that
You
won
can't put
offensive
that on
rookie of the
Brees.
year.
We already talked about this, so you can't put that much on Brees. He's coming.
I don't
off
think it's
of
gonna be a lot of.
ACL.
I don't think it's gonna be a lot of.
So if that's
on
the
him,
case,
just
well,
because
if we
he's playing
can't put
with
that on
Rodgers.
Brees, how are we gonna say Pollard is just gonna come back and be? Whee!
I didn't say that.
I'm just saying you need
I
a
didn't
good
say
run
that.
game in the playoffs.
We have running backs. I didn't say Tony
I
Pollard was
didn't know
going to come in and
Pollard.
be a
I
top.
don't know your other running back.
That's fine. You don't even have
I
a
don't
running
know.
back that we know of because
Yeah,
Saquon
we
not
do.
even on the roster.
We got
But what I'm getting at though, and then when you look at the Rams
Yeah.
literally went out and stockpiled their defense in order to win that. And it wasn't that offense that won it. It was that defense that won that Super Bowl.
Yeah, but is the Jets defense is better than that Rams defense? Yeah, they may not. They may not have. They may not have the big names like an Aaron Donald and
Jalen Ramsey.
Von Miller or Jalen Ramsey, but they got a Sauce Gardner. They got a D tackle. The one dude that's Quentin
Williams.
They got a Mosley.
Probably the best DT in the game.
Like they got studs on deep. They wasn't a top ranked defense for nothing. I mean, they're up there. So I'm not saying this allows them to win the Super Bowl. I'm just saying they didn't. That defense is just as good, if not better, than that Rams defense that the Bengals played. In my opinion.
So you comparing that team to Aaron Donald, Cooper Kupp, Stafford?
No, I'm just
Ramsey.
talking about the defense. I'm just talking about the defense.
And if you think about it, what quarterback is better, Aaron Rodgers or Stafford?
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. So he's gonna make more plays, I will feel, than Stafford will.
And I'm
But I
taking their running back core over the Rams too.
Yeah.
Only outlier is Cooper Kupp. But who had a season like that before Kupp?
But see, y'all still talking about offense as if defense is not what wins championships.
Yeah.
And that
Listen,
defense
Tampa
is better.
Bay does not get there. It's not Tom Brady's play that got them there. It's that defense. It's the
defense
defense.
kept them in the game, and then
It's
at
the
the end of
Rams
the game,
defense that won that Super
you
Bowl.
still got to
No,
score more
nah,
points
nah,
on the
nah.
other side.
I don't know because that same Buccaneers defense let a wide open Cooper Kupp run straight up the middle and score a touchdown in a pivotal game to go to the championship. I don't know. That offense that Tom Brady had, like you said, they had an Antonio Brown, they had a Gronkowski,
The offense was
Mike
stacked.
Evans.
He had,
Offense was overload. Like
he had proven talent on offense. Brady had proven talent on offense with Godwin, with Mike Evans, with Antonio Brown. Even though
But say that again though. Proven.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I was trying to say Aaron Rodgers to me doesn't have proven talent right now. I mean, what Garrett Wilson won Offensive Rookie of the Year. You got Allen Lazard. Who's the third receiver? Corey Davis.
Okay.
Mhm.
Unproven.
He's
Let's see.
decent.
Brees Hall coming back from the ACL. I mean, I feel like that's less proven than Cooper Kupp was, and
Yep.
Brady had to win that Super Bowl. That's what I'm saying. I feel like
Yeah,
it's
but
unproven compared to that.
I also look at it as like this: what Cooper Kupp did, ain't nobody about to get the triple crown, bro. Like that was like a
Yeah.
thing that we just had to admire that was happening in history. I think when it comes to the Jets, they're not going to rely on Brees Hall as much just because they got an Aaron Rodgers. I'm not saying all this to think that they're going to win a championship. I just think specifically that defense in the Jets is better than what the Rams had on defense. They don't got the same big names. If you look at the numbers, they're statistically better than that Rams defense. So
check out.
And
what
remember,
you said.
that defense literally struggled in the first half of that Super Bowl. And they only won by 3 points. So, you know.
Check out what Q said. McAfee was an offensive genius, and then his next one says Salah.
Salah.
Hallelujah.
Salah is very unproven.
Yeah.
I went to church.
I don't know. I mean, when
Salah
he was
is very
with San Fran, they had the top defense. So, and he goes to the Jets, they got the top defense. That seems pretty consistent to me.
They got the best
I'm just
defense in
saying.
the
He's not
AFC.
calling offense?
No,
Oh.
that's what they got the OC for.
Oh.
Yeah,
For the Packers.
they have the best. And who did Aaron Rodgers win his last Super Bowl with as the OC?
Yeah, but they listen. Like I'm gonna
saying.
fall on what I said, bro. They're not going to the Super Bowl. Jets is not
No,
going to the Super Bowl.
I don't think so either.
Jets is not going to.
On those four against those four teams, I would say they have the better opportunity.
Q was right on this one. Super Bowls have been won by offensive-minded head coaches at a very high clip. I mean, out of that list, I guess the most offensive head coach out of that list, you got to give it to I would just say by default the Cincinnati Bengals there, because the two would be Mike McCarthy and the Bengals, but more offensively minded would be the Bengals because Mike McCarthy.
If that's the case, Mike McCarthy won a Super Bowl though. So
yeah,
how does a coach that didn't win a Super Bowl get denied over?
He wasn't the offensive coordinator.
He wasn't the offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
and he wasn't calling the plays. And on top,
but is he not? When you say Mike McCarthy's name, do you not say Super Bowl winning head coach Mike McCarthy
with Aaron Rodgers?
It don't matter.
It do matter.
Who's better, Aaron Rodgers or Dak Prescott?
Aaron Rodgers, but has Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl since he's been away from Mike McCarthy?
No, but he has Mike McCarthy MVPs.
Has Mike McCarthy gone to an NFC championship since Aaron Rodgers? He hasn't even gone close.
So the point is,
this is how
neither one of them is better.
This is how my balance goes. Mike McCarthy, because he won a Super Bowl, you put him up here. But then when you add the quarterback, Joe Burrow is better than Dak Prescott. So it goes like this, slightly above Mike McCarthy.
But then you put Dallas's defense is by far better than Cincinnati's defense.
No, statistically, not crazy. So go look. You could
literally watch them head up though. We watched it.
Yeah, head up might sound good, but look at the course of the year. That defense didn't even win more than 12 games. 13 games, I believe. So you can't really say because think about it. First half of the season, that same defense was crazy. And then the second half of the year, the defense fell off drastically. Michael Parsons' pressure rate went down crazy. We had these conversations.
Why? But why though?
I don't know. Oh, you know why? Quarterback play, turnovers, and quarterback play. You know who quarterback turns the ball over the most? Dakota Prescott.
Are we not going to throw injuries in there?
Jamar Chase was out for 4 games. The Bengals still succeeded. We went on a 10-game win streak.
Wait, but did y'all win the Super Bowl?
But we went to the championship.
But at the end of the day, we ultimately did the same exact thing.
No, not necessarily. No. We may have lost, but it's different levels to the losing. We actually had a chance to compete to go to a championship.
Wait, were we not in the playoffs? If it's either you're a playoff team or you're not. That's what it boils down to. It's two things.
No.
Playoff team or you're not, or you're a Super Bowl winner or you're not. There's only one Super Bowl winner.
It got to be a little bit higher than that because think about it. The Eagles have gone to the Super Bowl twice in the last 5 years. Are we going to sit there and be like, well, are they a playoff team or not? No, they're competing for championship. It's a lot different from than just going to the 2 Super Bowls in 5 years. That's competing for championship.
But I already shut that down because if you looked at them, it was 1 year, and then 5 years later. That's not competing. Look at their record. Look at the year after they won the Super Bowl. I don't even think they made the playoffs.
I mean,
that's not competing.
I mean, if you think
on a consistent level.
If you look at it, any team in a span of any stretch of a given year, you could say 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. You're gonna have your off years. The Chiefs literally have gone to the AFC Championship 5 years straight, and then they lost to the Bengals. They lost to the Patriots 1 year. Do we say, well, they had to, they were a little bit off? No, we say the Chiefs went to the Super Bowl 3 times and won twice. That's two rings. They're competing for championships. You talk about the teams that are competing.
How do you get
the Eagles?
It's just like saying, when we watch basketball, teams that are competing for the championships are the teams that we like. Okay, this team has gone to the conference finals, or they've been in the finals, or they competing for a championship. I'm only talking about just competing for a championship. A lot of teams get in the playoffs. The playoffs change every single year. But competing for a championship, that's Tom Brady. For 10 years, he didn't go to the Super Bowl, but they were still competing for the champion because he went to the AFC Championship multiple times in that 10-year stretch. That's competing for the championship.
Charles did make a good point here, too. Can't argue with that one.
Boy, I know you're not talking. You just picked the Jets. You picked the Jets in this conversation.
Absolutely.
You picked the Jets with unproven talent on offense.
There's a proven quarterback.
Oh,
there's a proven
quarterback on a team on a brand new team.
Right. You see what happened with
you're talking about Rodgers like you're talking about Rodgers like he's in Green Bay. Rodgers is in New York. Do not try to act like that doesn't make a difference. He's not Tom Brady. He's not Tom Brady. Yeah, I bet you he is, but he is not Tom Brady. Do not sit here and try to act like Aaron Rodgers is Tom Brady.
Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback talent than Tom Brady. Yeah, that's a fact. Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback talent than Tom Brady.
It took him what? 5 years with Devontae Adams as a rookie? It took him 5 years.
That's because Aaron Rodgers got trust issues. Like, let's be honest, he got trust issues.
Now we're making excuses, though.
No, it's not excuses. It's not excuses. If you go back and look at Aaron Rodgers' track record, he don't like young wide receivers. I mean, that's his thing. You at least have to be a year or two in. He like Discord. He a changed man, right? He still ain't going to the Super Bowl, but
so all of a sudden he's just, oh my Lord. Okay.
He a changed man, but he ain't going to the Super Bowl though. He ain't going to the Super Bowl though.
Quentin saying that he got a cap. He put a cap up there. This show.
Yeah, listen, Roger is definitely not going to the Super Bowl. It's gonna look good, but he ain't going to the Super Bowl, right?
Are they making a play?
For sure.
Okay.
For sure. I think the AFC East will be the only division with 3 teams in the playoffs.
Playoffs?
They're gonna make it tough for everybody else.
We already know the Patriots are in 4th because Mac Jones is improving.
And they battled with Buffalo for the 4th. I don't think Buffalo gonna be doing that good. I don't think Buffalo doing that good.
You just don't like Buffalo.
I have no issue with them.
Stop it.
Final standings. Who do you got at 1, 2, 3, and 4?
So because that division plays the NFC East, honestly, it's gonna come out. So between the Eagles, Cowboys, the Jets, the Bills, or Miami, whatever team can win at least 3 games in those cross-divisional matchups and at least sweep one of their in-division teams or 2, those teams will lead the division. That's how I look at it. So if Bills somehow beats the Jets at least once, Miami once, and beat Dallas, Philly, Eagles, and Washington. Giants or Washington, at least 2 or 3 out of those teams, then I can see the Bills winning the division. And that same kind of logic flows for the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Jets, also with Cowboys and Eagles, not the Giants, because I don't think the Giants make the playoffs this year.
Oh.
Okay.
I don't disagree with that.
Well,
All right, so
then we was
so
gonna make it
segue
last
over.
year.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, no, we said
Yeah,
that.
that is true.
That was not true. No, because B-Rob had picked the Giants to win
That's
the
a
NFC East last year, so please stop that.
That's a fact.
Moving on.
Had me
So-
looking stupid.
Big
Had me
time.
looking dumb.
AFC North versus the AFC East. Which one you rolling with?
As far as what? Like,
Which
we
one
don't
is
play
the
that-
better?
Better
Which
division.
one is the better division? AFC North or the AFC?
I feel
or
like
the
it's
East?
got top two teams in both divisions. One may have 3 top teams, which is the AFC East, compared to 2 top teams in the NFC North. That's how I look at it.
I like that too. But low key, I got Steelers as a sleeper team, bruh. I got
They-
I
Steelers as a
already told
sleeper
y'all
team.
about the
Got
Steelers.
Ste-
That division, I
That
don't know how how teams about to make it through in there, bro.
That
Yeah.
division-
Because the Browns are gonna have a decent season.
I feel
The
like
Browns are gonna do
I feel
good.
like the Browns are
Yeah,
actually-
same here.
So we
Yeah.
know
Okay.
the top 2 teams.
Who is that?
Bengals,
Say that.
Ravens.
Bengals, Ravens. I feel like
Bengals,
that.
Ravens.
Okay.
Yeah.
We know the Steelers are not gonna get below 500.
That's a fact.
We know that.
That's a
for
fact. We know that.
proven
That's a fact. Yep.
Okay.
And the Browns have a solid squad. And
Yeah.
what's the name actually has a whole offseason with his
I was about
team.
to say year 2.
Misogynist. So it's gonna happen.
That division is going to be crazy this year.
This boy said
This boy really
That's
said
not
that live
even-
on air.
that's not even the
That's
right.
not even the correct term, bro.
I had to use a different term. I don't want to use the right term on it.
Yeah, but use something different that actually applies. Like that.
So
Yeah,
okay,
this man
y'all
is
saying that the
crazy.
AFC North is a better division than the AFC East.
I think historically, because there's again, history is not on the side of the Bengals. There's no team in the AFC North that has won the division 3 times in a row. It's always throughout history only had 2-time winners, 2-time winners, 2-time winners. Never 3 in a row. So I've even more been on record saying the Ravens actually might win the division. As long as the Bengals get into the playoffs, I know what the Bengals do when they get in the playoffs. Championship or bust, literally, right? As of right now, since Joe Burrow, championship or bust. So with the AFC East, though, I think that's going to be a tougher division this year, just because that division plays the NFC East as well. So that between those interdivision games and that outer division games, that's where it's going to come down to who really is going to be in the playoffs or not. Those
Okay.
How many games is that? 8? No,
10.
12 games. Them 12 games.
10.
10? Yeah.
Oh, 9.
You got the
9.
you got a 2 against your own division, so that's 6.
10.
Plus the 4 against the other division. 10. Yeah,
Who do you
those
got?
10 games is going to determine if your team
Yeah.
is in the playoffs in the seeding right there.
All right, tell me this, right? If we going with the top 3 teams, right, in each of these, which is Buffalo, Miami, and the Jets, and then you got Cincinnati, Baltimore, and Cleveland, right?
Get it out the AFC East. Give it to the AFC East.
You going to the AFC East.
You give it the nod to the AFC East. Yep.
That's where I'm at. I feel like the bottom, regardless if Pittsburgh is 800 or I'm sorry, 800, a 500 team or not, doesn't really make a difference to me. And the Patriots.
500 is a big thing, bro. That's 9 games they at least are going to win.
My
That's
question,
pretty
though,
because there's no 500
is,
team in
do
the
you
NFL
feel
no more.
strong in most teams making it to all 3 of those going to the playoffs?
For the AFC East, I don't know, bro, because they play the NFC East. Like, that's for me, that division, if they're going up against y'all division, is going to be, that's the whole reason why y'all teams got the hardest schedules.
Yeah.
Just because of that. So for me, like, I'm with you, T-Time. I'm leaning AFC East just because we look at it. Okay, 2 teams cross each other out, whether you want to use the Bills, Bengals, Jets, whatever. And then you go to the next thing, Ravens, whoever, cross each other out. Then when you get to the Steelers and then the Browns, you're going to be like, am I taking Tua or Rodgers over any of those, 100%. And then
Yeah.
you go down to the fourth team, you like, well, I'm definitely taking that lead, even if Bill Belichick can't do nothing, but just be solid. I'm gonna take him maybe over the Steelers, or at least the Browns. Just because it's Bill Belichick. He's gonna be competitive no matter what.
What division
Exactly.
y'all play this year last?
We play the AFC South. Jags in them.
Cakewalk.
Okay.
Cakewalk.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy though? The year that we played that division, went to the Super Bowl, bro.
Oh,
You think it's about to happen again?
I don't know. I'm just saying the year that we played that division, went to the Super Bowl. It's a lot different though. T-Law's a lot different, and all the other teams is a lot different too. So
That's facts. I think the AFC is definitely really got some good talent. We were thinking about how we could do the NFC East versus the NFC. There was nothing.
Right.
There was no competition there.
I think the closest will probably be the NFC North. Because you got the team that y'all struggle against the most with, San Francisco, and then you still can't count out.
That's the West.
That's the West.
That's the West.
Oh yeah, West. I mean West is.
It would be
So NFC West. Yeah.
So let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah. NFC East versus the NFC West. You got in the West, you got San Francisco, Arizona, Los Angeles, and the Seattle Seahawks. And then obviously in the NFC East, you got Washington, Dallas, Philly, and the Giants. So who is your top two teams in each one?
I'm going with the Niners and Seahawks and Eagles and Cowboys.
Yep.
Okay. So
because those could both go either way. Both of those games could go either way.
And then if you think about it, you got Washington and the Cardinals. They go cross each other now, right? And we don't. Then it's really like, all right, does LA have a bounce back season?
Right. Yeah.
And does the Giants take a regression because no Saquon, wide receiver core is still in shambles.
Yep.
And without Saquon, Daniel Jones is not elite. So that's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. Yeah, he may be there, but like it's the same thing with like Diggs. If they're struggling right now, before they
Diggs is upset because they don't use him correctly. Giants use Saquon Barkley correctly.
Okay, so if he's not getting the reps, he's not conditioning, playing with the team, and getting the timing, you don't think, bro, history has already shown us players who are holding out struggle in the beginning of the season, bro. Don't catch their footing until mid-season, if not late season, if they make it that far and not be injured.
He's a vet.
That's true.
He's a vet. But hey, the last time the Giants made it to the Super Bowl, I'm just going to shout that out. They played the AFC East. So if you want to bring up stuff like that, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Right. So if I'm looking at it, if we compare the NFC East to the NFC West, I'm still going with the NFC East because I feel like Philly is still better than San Fran, and I feel like I'm gonna take. And this isn't me being a Dallas fan.
Or San Fran better than Philly?
He said Philly's better than San Fran.
Oh,
I said Philly was better than
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
I'm based off what though? I mean, San Fran doesn't have a quarterback. Philly does.
Brock Purdy.
No.
Yeah.
San Fran doesn't have a quarterback.
Was number one.
Brock Purdy is coming off of an injury.
Injuries now.
He's still not even healthy yet.
No big thing because the surgery now is
you picking Brock. If you building a team and you got two quarterbacks to choose from, you telling me you taking Brock Purdy over Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, but you got to remember when you building a team like 49ers, you can't start with the quarterback. You got to say, if I'm building a team with Shanahan, am I starting with Shanahan?
I get that.
I get that.
But he just said he brought up Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy did this. So tell me this: if you got two players to choose from, are you picking Brock Purdy over Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, I'm gonna choose her. But just like how y'all argument,
I'm waiting for this guy.
I
You
don't
know he
know.
gonna choose Hurts.
That's a throw up.
Boy,
That's a
stop
throw up.
lying.
I just
bro.
said
Stop
it's a
lying, bro.
throw up.
It's a throw up.
Literally, I'm throwing up listening to that answer. That's crazy.
You need to
Has
throw
Brock
up the-
Purdy
you
lost
need-
the NFL game?
Yes.
When?
Yes. The
When?
championship.
And
He played the first one quarter.
That
And
is
then
whose
he
fault
came-
is it that his
and
body
then-
couldn't take a
and
hit?
then he came back in the game and just did this.
Exactly.
Like,
And because he
better
couldn't throw 2
it's,
yards.
it's,
What is that?
it's still his loss.
Okay,
I
all
guess
right.
so.
So tell me this: if Brock Purdy doesn't get hurt, and
Yo, you don't even
and
gotta answer
San
this
Fran
business question. We both
beats-
know he gonna choose Hurts over Purdy. Like, come on.
But
son.
no, that's cool. So I want to see this
Come
one.
on, son.
No, I would choose Hurts
Hypothetical.
over Purdy.
Brock
But the two
Purdy
teams-
stays healthy. They win versus Philly. They get to the Super Bowl. You telling me San Fran is beating Kansas City?
100%.
The defense, that defense
100%.
will have made a bigger difference
100%.
against Patrick
And this
Mahomes
is
than
why I'm
Jalen
saying that. Because the last time that they played San Francisco,
I'm going with
Patrick
Mahomes.
Mahomes
No.
struggled. And
Yeah,
that
that-
was with Kelsey and a
And he
Tariq
was
Hill.
healthy.
And he was healthy. You
You know,
mean to
so
tell
Chris
me
Chris Jones not going to hit Brock Purdy?
I'm
no,
not saying he's not gonna hit him.
no,
but
no.
Bosa, Nick
Chris
Bosa
Jones just said that he's
that
going to be Defensive Player of the Year this year. He not
That
gonna hit
man
Brock Purdy?
lying. That man lying. Let's keep it a stat. He ain't get his first career playoff sacks until he played the Bengals with 3 offensive linemen out. Let's be honest, bro.
I'm not a believer. I'm
Let's
not
be-
a San Fran believer. I'm not.
If San Fran went to the
Bosa would've
championship, I think it didn't matter who they played. They probably was gonna win, whether that was Cincy or if
No
that
way.
was that's just how I see it. I mean, the
hey, you're the
defense is-
one that said defense is huge.
It is.
and-
That is
and
true.
San-
Who got
and
the
San
best
Fran got-
defense?
I'm also
San
the
Fran
one that
has the
said
best
is
defense
Pat,
right
I
now.
also said it's Pat
Oh, yeah.
Mahomes,
It's
and then it's
different.
everybody else. So
Yeah,
Pat
different.
Mahomes is definitely going to get. He's
But
going
you want to know what's the difference maker when it comes to offensive plays? I'm putting Shanahan over Andy Reid, and
Yeah.
when it comes to making a defensive adjustment, San Fran not about to not make no adjustment and let Andy Reid just cook them in the second half, bro. Like, come on,
But
the
that's
Eagles
saying,
did
but that's
not
saying that
one
that's
adjustment.
saying that Andy Reid isn't going to be able to make another adjustment. You talking about Andy Reid?
Yeah, they gonna play.
No.
Yeah, we is talking about Andy Reid. The
That's
same
not-
Andy Reid
One
that
thing.
made talk about the same Andy Reid that made multiple NFC championships, and his team had to boot him out because he couldn't win the Super Bowl.
Well,
Yeah.
that's because it was in Philly.
He got kicked out of the Eagles
It was
because
he
he couldn't
cursed.
make a Super Bowl. Yeah, like he couldn't
It's
win a
Philly
Super
though.
Bowl. So,
But look at the man. Look at we talking about Andy Reid in Kansas City. He's been in Kansas City long enough for us to ignore whatever he had going on in Philly. And his Kansas City days has been pretty
yeah,
successful.
100%, 100%.
I feel like last year, I feel like D'Amico Ryans would have adjusted. If they made the Super Bowl, I feel like he would have adjusted to Andy Reid's play calling. Because D'Amico Ryans got a hell of a defensive mind.
No, for sure. For
He
sure.
got a hell-
But I'm not putting that. I don't. So according to Mr. Bonnet, Brock Purdy has never lost an NFL game. When do you think he's going to lose an NFL game? Is he ever going
that
to
man
be
lost it.
undefeated?
That man lost a game, bro.
He's gonna lose
I
a
don't care
game
what
this
nobody say.
season
That man
because he's
lost
playing
it.
a full season.
Is it just going to be one? No, like what's the number? Give me a number of how
he's
many he's
gonna
going to lose.
lose this year, not including playoffs. If they make it to who they are, he's gonna lose 2 games.
Bro,
Starting over him. Trey Lance is starting over him.
2
Oh,
games.
what?
No, they chose. They said Brock Purdy's healthy. He's going.
If
Hey,
did they say
nah,
if?
yo, Trey,
He will be.
Brock Purdy is gonna be starting week 1.
he's gonna be started.
Okay.
Look, Brock Purdy in the NFL, the last 8 games, number 1 in deep ball accuracy, number 1 in medium accuracy, number 1 in short, number 1 in play action.
Only if I'm picking San Fran to do anything, it is not
Bro, they had
because
the
of
number
Brock
1
Purdy.
defense, bro. They had the
If-
number 1 defense last year.
Thank you. If I'm picking, if I'm
Exactly.
ever picking
They
San
was
Fran,
going. They would.
it is not because Brock Purdy is doing anything special.
I'm not picking
I'm
up
picking
because of
San
Brock
Fran
Purdy.
because of the
Yeah.
defense.
Because
That's
of
a
the
You
fact.
defense.
literally just
That's
was
a
on here talking
You
about
literally
Brock
just
Purdy.
said Brock
You
Purdy.
should have
That's a fact.
started with the defense. That's why I
Yeah.
went down
No,
this
because
line.
you asked
I'm
about
only
Hurts.
Nah,
picking
I
it.
agree. I agree.
You
Thank
asked
you.
about Hurts
You
and
should
I
have
Purdy.
never
only
said
asked
that about
about
Brock
Hurts
Purdy.
because you brought up Brock Purdy.
I didn't bring him up.
No, you
one day
did.
you brought him up. You said, "Well, they got Purdy." Trey brought him up. He was like, "What, Purdy?" That's what he said. And I said, "Yeah, Purdy's not gonna make mistakes. That's the thing.
Look,
Over
but
those
it ain't-
8 games,
it's
he
not-
had
it's
what
not-
two interceptions.
It's not him that's not making a mistake. It's Shanahan making sure no mistakes can be made.
That boy was on a leash.
What was gonna?
That boy
what's
was
gonna
on a
change?
leash. He wasn't just out there just running off.
Bro, they would have
That's
beat the
the
Chiefs.
point.
They would have beat the Chiefs to me.
He was number 1 in deep throw, number 1 in medium throw, number
Did you
1
see
in
who they
short
played?
throw, number 1 in play action.
Did
What
you,
happened?
What?
did you see who they played when Purdy played?
I don't know. They played who was in front of them.
Look, they played Arizona, New Orleans,
Thank you.
Miami, Tampa Bay,
Thank you.
Seattle, Washington, Las Vegas, and Arizona.
They played what? 4 playoff teams.
I mean, look, you can't. They gonna play their division. Like, come on, like,
Yeah. No, I'm saying,
the Cowboys and the Eagles play the Giants and Washington twice.
I know, but I'm saying they
They
played
did.
the old age Tom Brady. They played the
And
old
we gonna
age
see.
Tom Brady. They played a defense
I
Seattle.
tried to throw that one in there.
No, listen, Austin is 100% right. And that's the same thing I was saying all during the year is that San Fran is not this juggernaut that y'all think they are. Now, maybe now that they beefed up that defense, yeah, but they also lost their defensive coordinator, and that is going to play a factor. They
Yeah,
do
no,
got some
but-
studs.
How many times?
That
No,
defense
that the
was
49ers defense is like Nick Saban and his coaching staff.
yeah.
People leave all the time. They just stay
That
the
is
same.
true.
Yeah.
That is true. You're not lying.
Because I mean, they
But-
lost. They lost.
and they had the number 1 defense and got better on defense.
Yeah.
Salah had that defense clicking, and they left. And he left, and then boom, same thing.
But look at the teams that they was playing. When they got up against Dallas, because somebody was praising Brock Purdy, it was Dak Prescott that lost the game. It wasn't Brock Purdy beat Dak Prescott. It was Dak Prescott lost the game to the 49ers. That is
Is it
literally
because of their defense? Because if we're gonna go off of that, I'm gonna use that same thing when it comes to Joe Burrow. Whenever we talk about this in future conversation, because it wasn't that Joe Burrow
Lost the game.
got beat by Dallas. He just lost the game to the defense. That's how I'm gonna look at it. Because if we're gonna say this, I just want to preface this. I will be using this
How
in
you get
future
how you
arguments.
get to that? I'm saying I said that it wasn't that Brock Purdy went out there and lit up the field. They put up what 19 points.
And that's how that's how I look at
Yeah.
the Cowboys game. They didn't. Cooper Rush didn't light up the field.
He
He
didn't.
only won
No,
by
no,
a
no.
field goal. So that's what I'm
So
saying.
you're not
So
wrong.
Let's not use
Like he
that
said,
because
is it the
I
defense?
just think so some of that I agree with it. I'm just saying if we're gonna say it, if we put out there, I'm just letting you know I will be using this
Use it.
in future discussions because
I
in my
have no
opinion,
problem with that. I got no
49ers
problem with that.
defense was the carrying factor. I
Yeah,
agree with
for
you on that.
sure.
They carry, like
Mhm.
carry. But this
But
how I
Purdy
also
made
look
the
at it.
plays, enough plays on
Think
offense.
about players like Mufunga. He gonna have year 2 in that defense. He gonna be playing a lot different. I think he might be one of the
Only
top
thing we
safeties
talking about is that
in the
their
year going
defense,
forward.
though.
And their deep, yeah, that's all. Yeah,
That's what I'm
That's
trying
all
to
you
get
really
at.
gotta talk about.
I mean,
Somebody
think
else was
about it. When we
talking
talk
about
the
their
Bengals, we don't talk
quarterback
about
as
the
if
I
he
got
was
a
going to
quick
be in
question.
an MVP
Let's
conversation.
see if we can
He's talking
remember.
about Brock Purdy. He's talking about Brock Purdy like he's an MVP candidate, and he is absolutely not. Because once he got against a real defense, Philadelphia Eagles, the boy was on the sideline holding his elbow.
He got hurt. That happens all the time.
Does
in
it?
the NFL. Yeah.
Does it?
Quarterbacks get hurt.
Does it?
15 quarterbacks got hurt last year alone.
He ain't lying. He not lying. He not lying.
Okay.
15 quarterback. Half
Yeah,
the
like-
league quarterback was out.
But you
It's
talking
gonna
about him
happen.
like you just said, has he ever lost a game as a starting quarterback? You talking about him like he's Superman and he's not.
Hey, at the end of the day, I got a question. Let's see if you know a little bit. Y'all remember the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Warren Sapp, Lynch, and them boys and Barber.
Correct.
Who was their starting quarterback?
Wasn't it Johnson?
Brad Johnson. Who remembers Brad Johnson for that run that they made?
Me? This
Is
guy?
it-
Nobody.
so he
Not
was
me.
the best quarterback.
Nobody said he was
I
the
think
best
he's not the
quarterback.
quarterback, but
It
he
was his
the best-
defense.
Exactly.
You are making my argument. That's all you're doing.
No, I'm saying
was only picking. I would pick San Fran. Oh, you started with Brock Purdy as if Brock Purdy was like this god
Right.
over Jalen Hurts.
He had,
That's the only
Yeah.
reason why we went down this.
Like
this
he's
road.
literally only arguing because of the fact that you leaned on Brock Purdy as the reason why. If you would have started with the defense, we would not be having this
If
conversation.
I'm going to choose a quarterback,
like, or
that's
even
gonna
you
stay
could even
healthy,
say Christian. You even could say Christian McCaffrey.
If
As
I'm
soon
going
as
to choose
Christian
a
McCaffrey
quarterback,
get traded, they go on streak. So like,
if I
you could have
choose
said
a
anybody else.
quarterback, if I could choose a quarterback between Jalen Hurts and Purdy, and he's not injured, Brock Purdy is a better game manager than Jalen Hurts. I'm not gonna say he's a better quarterback.
Yo,
He's a
cut the
better
stream off.
better
Cut the stream off.
game manager. Plain and simple.
What?
Brock
Yo,
Purdy
cut
had
the stream off.
Kyle Shanahan.
It
Yo, cut the
doesn't
stream
matter.
off,
Brock Purdy had
Yes, please stop.
That's a lie.
Boy.
Damn lie.
Yo, you need to pan the camera because I think you drinking again.
Oh my god.
I almost said something I
Kyle
shouldn't say.
Shanahan
Like, this
Boy,
Boy, you almost made me cuss.
I said better game. Who would I rather have in the playoffs?
You better not say Purdy, bro.
Brock Purdy or Jalen Hurts on their current teams? I would choose Brock Purdy and San Fran over Jalen Hurts and Eagles. I definitely would. So you telling me you wouldn't choose Jalen Hurts and Jalen Hurts and Eagles? My point exactly. That's all I gotta say. That's who I'm choosing. That's all I'm choosing.
Boy, you
I don't want to go
wild.
backstage, bro. So
Boy, you wild.
what, bro?
You are
what
wild.
Jalen
you
Hurts or the
smoking?
Eagles
What are you
or Brock
smoking?
Purdy and San
Bro,
Fran?
you-
I'm going with Brock Purdy and San Fran
Bro, you
All
are
day.
wild.
Listen,
You
listen,
are wild.
All
listen,
day.
Ramon. Listen,
all day.
I hate the Philadelphia Eagles. I absolutely hate the Philadelphia Eagles.
This man drinking.
I do not like them whatsoever. But you are on crack cocaine right now. If you're telling
You
me
are
that
wild.
you
bro.
going with Brock Purdy over Jalen Hurts,
Y'all,
You are
do you hear
wild.
me? I said between what's the dude name to run the quarterback for the Eagles? Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, or Brock Purdy and San Fran. I'm going with Brock Purdy and San Fran.
Philadelphia's
Brock Purdy-
offense, in my opinion, is better than San Fran's.
I didn't say that they were.
That
better,
is true. That is true.
But they have
But
the
what are
best.
you
They got
what
the
are you
number one
saying then?
defense.
So, all right, tell me this. So you're telling me if you take Brock Purdy and put him on the Eagles, and you take Jalen Hurts and put him on San Fran, you telling me Brock Purdy is going to be the better quarterback still?
Oh, absolutely not.
So then, how are you picking Brock Purdy then?
The coach itself.
Oh my.
I literally said I will pick Brock Purdy and San Fran over Hurts and the Eagles. I'm not saying that I would prefer.
You didn't say Brock
Yo.
Purdy and Kyle Shanahan.
No,
You
that-
said
that-
Brock and Kyle Shanahan. You said
Brock
Brock
Purdy
Purdy in San
and
Francisco.
San Francisco. Callahan
Yo.
go to San Francisco.
I'm looking at the meme. Did we already discuss this?
We didn't.
Nope.
Can we? Because we got
Yeah. We got
We got
yeah.
This boy
Because
is
this
drunk,
man
drunk.
talking crazy, bro.
They didn't
This man
fact.
talking crazy.
Extremely.
This man talking wild. This man talking wild.
Stating facts. And this list is
Stating-
stupid. Where's Tim?
This list. Wait, why is this list
Wait.
stupid?
Why would Tibbs be on the list?
All right.
It's
You're gonna
Tibbs.
show why. You're gonna show why.
Why
You
is
talking about? You talking about this Tibbs?
If-
No
if-
man.
If anybody should be on the list, it should be Hendrickson, not
Oh,
Tibbs.
shoot. Big Sexy should be on there.
Over who?
Even though he's a DT, he was getting to that quarterback.
Wait, but you realize this is Lane Johnson's. You
Right. This is
First
Lane
of all-
Johnson's list.
none of us are in the position to debate this list because this is Lane Johnson, who is arguably one of the best offensive linemen in the NFL.
Yeah.
He
Yep.
was the best
Stating
offensive
who
tackle
his-
last year.
Yes. So
He was,
there
he
you
was
go.
the best offensive tackle last year.
Stating his top 5 rushers in the NFL that he has gone up against.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And you said that Thibodeau should be on this list?
I'm not gonna lie. You
I'm
know
not
who
gonna say
should,
okay, not
you
Thibodeau,
know who,
but
you know who
Big
should
Tex
be on
should
this
be
list, and I'll probably either take Max Crosby or DeMarcus Lawrence off this list. He
Nick Bosa?
should have at who?
Nick Bosa.
Nah. The DM from the Saints. He
Saints?
should have at
Oh,
least
Cam
put him.
Jordan. Cam Jordan?
Yes, he should at least put Cam Jordan on his list because
How
Cam
dope
Jordan
is that on
gave,
the list?
yeah, Cam Jordan has
How
given
the
this man
defensive
fits.
player of the year is not on this list?
Who?
The defensive player of the year. How is he not on this
That
list?
just means how is he? He's telling you that he personally feels like he's not on the
That's
level of the rest
right.
of these
That's,
dudes.
Right,
that's-
It doesn't
and you gotta
matter about the
and you gotta
award that you get.
remember, he's most likely naming people that has lined up in front of him. Like if he's
exactly.
going up against a DN that lines up mainly on the opposite side of him, you don't ever experience him. So
Yeah.
it's not like that's like saying if all four of us are on a basketball team, I'm locking my man down, T-Time locking his man down, Bonnet is locking his man down, and Austin is constantly getting killed by his man. I'm not gonna be like, I don't know, man. Maybe that dude is a dog. I'm gonna say the dude that I was locking down, he nice. I know I locked him down, but he's nice. I'm not gonna speak for somebody else that didn't experience. Like it's the
Right.
same thing, you know.
Well, it's from his point of view, so I
That's
guess.
literally what it is.
Now,
I
what I
mean-
will say is he must be talking about old DeMarcus Lawrence stuff.
I'm like DeMarcus Lawrence. I
not
understand how he beat both
You're not
of
lying.
them.
But now you got to think about it. D-Law is consistent. The only
Yeah.
time
Yeah,
D-Law
yeah.
is really out of it is if he's hurt. But if you looking at D-Law,
And he's
he's a
hurt
consistent
frequent.
dog. Bro, you talking about
But
your whole
again,
defense was hurt.
You gotta remember,
You ain't
he
even got a
is-
receiver on your team.
That's a
Everybody
fact.
was hurt.
He's going over the people, like Austin said. Even though D-Law may not be what he was,
Right.
he is consistent. But back then, he was that guy, right?
He
Oh,
was. He was.
absolutely. He
So
was the dog.
So Lane Johnson is showing a lot of respect. He see this man twice a year. I gotta give him respect. And then out of nowhere, you guys get a Micah Parsons. Oh shoot, I gotta add him in the list because he giving me fits now. You know, so we gotta.
It is funny though that he don't got
Max Crosby.
he don't got one
That's the
Eagles
pressure
player on
god.
there.
Like, I mean, game wise, they're not gonna play. Like
He go up
game-wise.
against
In
him every day in practice.
That's true, but like if you think about it, they can't go ask him because as soon as they get to the quarterback, they gotta ease up. You know,
That's true.
I'm quite sure Hassan Reddick has given this man fits in practice. Fits. Hassan
I'm
Reddick
sure.
Josh
and they
Fleck.
almost led the league in sacks.
Nah, you're not lying. You're not lying on that. Now I overall it's a
I
solid
like this is a solid list. I'm not, but I will have Bosa on mine.
Yeah.
I could see D-Law coming off
Yeah,
for Bosa or
Bosa.
somebody. I could see that.
Michael
But-
Parsons, Watt, Crosby, Miles. Yeah, they all on this list. I agree.
Honestly, though,
100%. But
It would be either Crosby or D-Law that you could swap out for somebody else. The other three, I think they solidified in there.
Yeah, because Myles Garrett arguably is the best defensive end in football. That man is. If you don't have, and I don't even know how many times the Eagles played the Browns. If you don't got him on the list, you crazy, bro.
that man,
Like-
is, unless he's hitting you with
Yeah.
a helmet, he that dude. He that dude.
I was just gonna
Oh
say,
my gosh!
Bang!
Nah. I'm not gonna lie. He lost that title when Aaron Donald dual wheeled Bengals helmets in joint practices. Myles Garrett, even though it happened in a game on live TV, he lost that when Aaron Donald dual wheeled two Bengals helmets. It was throwing haymakers. Like,
Yo,
and that
that's a
was called on
strong
footage.
dude. That's a strong.
Yeah, that's a fact. Ain't gonna lie, dude biceps is the size of my head. Like,
It's one dude in the league that I'm not talking junk to, and that's Aaron Donald, man. Like
oh yeah, facts.
that's crazy.
And the
That's
crazy,
about
he's
that life.
small considering the NFL.
Yeah, he's 100% about that life. Too.
Yeah. No, he's really about that. Nah, that's hilarious though. I just a lot of things to mull over on this one because Bonnet does what Bonnet does. He came in at the end and he started talking crazy.
Talking reckless, bruh. I can't believe you said that, bruh.
Who's the better team, San Fran or Eagles? San Fran. Plain and simple.
The only
That's
reason
what
why
it boils down
I
to.
feel like that's a difficult thing to say is the quarterback play.
Mm-hmm.
If they
level-
had,
You talking about Jalen Hurts, who's been in the league for 3 years now, and you talking about a 9-game sample size of Brock Purdy. We've always seen this happen. Look at what happened to Dak Prescott. He came in his rookie year, lit up the league. Then what happened after that? He's yet to have another season like that.
He's been.
It's
Dak
critical
Prescott,
teams
he
don't
has
have
been
Yo,
doing it.
crazy thing is though, I like Dak Prescott second year better than his rookie season because I mean Zeke led the league in rushing that year, in his rookie season. I like.
But
I like.
so see
I
what
like,
you just said, Zeke. He. Oh wait, this side. He didn't even mention nothing about Christian McCaffrey, who was
Right.
ultimately the main
That's,
reason
that's,
why
that-
we wasn't
that's why I
talking
said
about that.
if he said anybody, if he said the defense or Christian McCaffrey, we wouldn't even be having this argument because
All
as soon
right.
as Christian McCaffrey going to San Fran, they going
Don't
to
change it up
9-game
now.
win
Don't
streak.
try to change it up
Yeah,
now.
don't
We
try
about
to
to
change
wrap
it
up
up.
the show.
Who defense is better? San Fran.
Yeah,
This year's or last year's?
last year.
Last year and this year.
I,
Well, this
now-
year's I'm
now I
saying
gotta-
the
now I
San
gotta
Fran's.
go to
Last
San
year,
I don't know. I would have given it to San Fran last year too.
Yeah, I would.
I would say it's pretty close though.
It's very close. I mean,
it's,
for me,
it's
like
debatable.
it's this. It's very debatable. For me, it's like this close. Like one could be.
All
They're
right,
not like
but
this.
okay, cool. Let's say this. Let's say we all say it's San Fran's defense. If we still go to their offense, there's only one person that's picking San Fran's offense.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
I'm picking the whole team. I'm picking the whole team.
Now I'm picking Eagles offense all day, every day, bro.
If we matching up offense to offense, Phillies, you got to go with Philly's offense.
Yeah, because think about it. Debo had a down year. Brandon Ayuk stepped
Look.
up, blessed me in fantasy.
San Fran
McCaffrey
was
stepped
literally
did his thing.
in that game with no quarterback, and the game
Yep.
was still close.
That's because of the
Until
defense.
towards
It's because of the
exactly.
defense.
So if they had a capable quarterback,
Yeah, that's why I
San
said
Fran was winning that game.
I think San Fran go to the Super
if they
Bowl.
had
Purdy
Brock
plays the whole
Purdy
game.
healthy,
Yeah.
they was winning that game.
They go to
I'm not.
they win
But
that
see,
game.
there's
But that's a
there's
whole
two
different that's a whole different
thank you.
argument. We
That's
talking
a
about
different
something different.
argument. We talking
It's a
about the
different
Brock
overall
Purdy
team.
and San Fran. That's what it is.
Okay.
He needs Kyle Shanahan. He don't need. He needs Kyle Shanahan for offense, and he
I'm
needs.
not arguing that. I'm not.
I ain't gonna lie though. I wish they let that man Trey Lance go. Let him go to send that man to I wanted him to go to the Buccaneers, but I also like to see Trey Lance in that NFC South. Send my man somewhere else, man. Free Trey Lance.
It's still a possibility though.
Free Trey Lance.
I think
what they gave up to get him, they not getting back nowhere near.
Oh heck no.
But this
hear that.
so what if San Fran come
But see-
out and they got Trey Lance starting? If Brock Purdy's not healthy, if Brock Purdy is absolutely healthy, then that's a different thing. But let's say Trey Lance come out and he plays the first few games and he light it up. That kind of gives him a little
Brock
bit of trade
Purdy is
value.
sitting.
Yo,
No,
this
Brock
is
Purdy
why I can't give Brock Purdy the nod because soon as Trey Lance get injured, they go get Christian McCaffrey. And look what he did for Jimmy Garoppolo and Brock Purdy. So I always thought about it like, yo, what if what McCaffrey would have done if Trey Lance was the quarterback? Like, think about it. When McCaffrey was playing with Sam Darnold, bro, they started the season hot. In Carolina.
Mhm.
Soon as I think it was the week after they played Dallas Cowboys, if McCaffrey get hurt, dog water for the rest of the year. Sam Darnold looked exactly like what they drafted him out there in the Jets. Yeah. So think about what Trey Lance would look like if he had Christian McCaffrey. Like, come on. Like,
to me, he's the best runner in the QB room for the 49ers as a runner.
Yeah.
So that RPO would have been crazy.
Yeah.
It definitely would have been.
Trey Lance, that's
speed,
like,
the speed that Lance got.
Yeah.
And like that, you and me both agree that we think Trey Lance is better than Brock Purdy still, right?
100%.
Yeah.
He's more athletic.
This dude said
More athletic.
Brock Purdy is better than Jalen Hurts, who's in the MVP
Yo,
conversation.
look, check this out. The reason why I'm still putting Trey Lance above Brock Purdy had time on his hand when he finally became a starter. By the time he started, multiple weeks have happened. Offense have retooled and all these things. Trey Lance came out the gate as the starter.
In the swamp.
Yeah, in the off season in the swamp, right? And it's like, okay,
cool. He had 2 years.
Yeah, but it's a little different when, like, you're a quarterback coming from
South Dakota State.
Yeah, you shouldn't even been drafted. Like you shouldn't even been drafted that high.
He was
right?
drafted the last pick.
Oh,
Mr.
Wait.
Irrelevant.
I'm not
is
gonna argue with
relevant.
you. I argue
No,
with you.
he was drafted the last pick in the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mr. Relevant.
Literally the last pick.
Yeah.
Mr. Irrelevant.
So he
is not
the next
irrelevant.
Tom Brady.
I'm not saying he's not. Tom Brady wasn't drafted last. He was drafted last round. But
No, he wasn't. He was
Well,
drafted.
Tom Brady.
six.
Everybody say he's 6th round.
Yeah, 6.
All I was asking is he the next Tom Brady.
Nah, see,
But he's a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah. Don't mention Tom Brady because if it's one person that don't have to respect Tom Brady, it's Ramon.
I'm about to say,
Okay.
is Eli
So
Manning
is
better than Tom?
Is Brock Purdy a top 5 quarterback then?
No.
No, he's not a top 5 quarterback.
Is Jalen Hurts a top 5 quarterback?
Yeah, he is. Absolutely.
You
So
just.
how do you?
You just.
I pick Brock Purdy and San Fran over Hurts and the Eagles.
Oh,
I'm
that's
talking about the
what you're
whole
saying
team.
now.
That's what I've
That's
been
what you're saying now.
I've been saying that for the last 30 minutes. I've literally been saying that. I choose Brock Purdy and San Fran over Eagles and Hurts.
No. You were saying Brock Purdy over Jalen Hurts.
Brock Purdy and San Fran.
That's funny.
And
Hey,
San Fran.
listen, it's always a good time when we all on here. Austin, we appreciate you for pulling up with us.
No problem.
Always a good time. Definitely next week we're gonna have Jason on, Bills Mafia fanatic. We're gonna have him on. So that's gonna be a good time. So Austin, we definitely gotta have you back so you can talk your talk. Say what you gotta say. We'll definitely be doing that. But otherwise, we appreciate everybody for rocking with us. It's the Bonnet, T-Time, Austin, and B-Rob. This is the Super Biased Sports Show, place where a fan could be a fan, no matter how biased their takes is. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, mash that notification bell. We appreciate y'all, and we out of here. Peace.
Deuces.